Well, another exciting build today. On this build, we're going to start getting the radiator and the radiator aluminum installed. So I started on the wiring, and I just can't do that for too long. It gets too tedious, so I kind of take a break, do something else, and then I'll go back to it. So sorry for bouncing around, but I've got most of the parts I need. Still don't have a steering rack, though. There's a few that I don't have, so this thing's basically going to sit here until the rack shows up. So I'm going to bounce over to the radiator. I'm going to get the aluminum. Let me show you what we've done so far. So this piece here, this came pre-mounted with the car. This one just showed up about a week ago. As you can see, the way it kind of attaches in, it kind of pushes behind, and then I've got all the holes drilled here, and then we'll pop rivet onto here. My electric fan, which I've also put it on a Breeze shroud. So if you don't know about Breeze Automotive, they make a lot of custom parts for these builds, for Factory 5 builds, and they're excellent. A lot of great parts. I used them quite a bit with the Cobra, not as much in the coupe, but they're more for the Cobra, I believe. But I did use them quite a bit for the Cobra. But this piece here is excellent. I mean, it's a great fan shroud, and highly recommend it. So I think it's like 75 bucks, less than $100 with shipping. You could probably make one yourself if you were good with aluminum welding, but I can't seem to master that one. So thanks again for watching. Hit subscribe and follow along as we get this radiator ready to go. I'm gonna get this fan bolted in too, because once this thing goes on the radiator, it doesn't, so I'm gonna get the fan bolted in. I'm just using some 1/4 inch with some lock nuts on the back. So nothing special, but as you can see, I already got 2 of them in. We get these ones mounted up, and then this thing's ready to go on top of the radiator. So I got the fan all bolted up to the shroud, as you can see here. One other thing, and this is why I really like this shroud. I had a friend of mine, who he mounted the radiator, the fan right on the radiator, and you got the straps that go across to kind of locate it, and over time, the vibration ruined his radiator. So this totally stops that, because nothing touches the fins. So that's another reason to go with it. Not only does it definitely direct more air through all the surface of the radiator, does its job there, but it keeps the radiator from getting chewed up. So highly recommended, definitely, Breeze Automotive. The shroud sits on the radiator, pick up 4 holes. This thing bolts to the radiator, but I don't know which way it goes, because you can see it's offset to this side. So I'm gonna wait till I get that stuff set up first, because I know it's a very tight fit in the coupe. So I'm gonna wait till I get all the aluminum up and get the radiator in place, and then we'll slide this in and figure out exactly which way this needs to go onto the chassis to make it work. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna slide this out of the way, and we'll start drilling some holes. I just don't want to make a mistake. As I say, 'cause this thing could be flopped this way. You know, we could flop it this way. See, so now it offsets the whole fan that direction by, I don't know, 1 inch maybe 2, I'm not even sure. So that's why I said I'm gonna wait until we get the radiator properly mounted in there. So let's start drilling some holes, and we'll show you what we're gonna do with that. Okay, so this panel is gonna come into here like this. Oh, gotta get on the back side of that cleat go. Yeah, and I think it gets just attached one screw up here on that piece there. That's the way it goes right there. So I'm gonna get pushed out. Okay. So I'm gonna lay out some holes, and then we'll start drilling. So I won't need to show you this. You guys have seen me install panels before, but we'll kind of show a little bit of it here and there. So let's get this marked out. So you can see I've got 2 clamps on here. Just kind of hold it in place. Now I'm going to start marking off some holes. Marking tool. We're going to mark all these holes. I looked on the back to make sure I was drilling into good metal. So these things are all marked. Let's drill some holes. Time. Okay, and I throw a cleco in there to kind of locate it. I'll actually run over all the clecos here. We won't put a ton in, but we'll put a few in just to kind of keep it centered. There we go. And we'll drill one up high. just drill all these holes. No need, I won't make you watch all this, nothing great. We'll show more once we get, I won't even show that. We'll show more when we start mounting the radiator. All right, take two, huh? There we go. So now you can see I've marked them. So now I can take this, and since I'm going into tubing now, I can actually space these out a little bit further. I don't need to do the 2-inch spacing, I can go 3. There we go. So now we'll drill these, put the panel back up, and then drill through the steel. And this one panel is done. And we can then start with the other side. I won't bore you with any more of this. So we'll just keep drilling. And I need to put hose. So I've split this hose down the middle. Comes with the kit. You got to put it over these brackets or it'll chew up the radiator. So, yeah, aluminum panels. So I kind of measure here, and then I just hit this thing. Got a set of handy cutters. And then this thing just slides right up and over. Okay, so now you can see what I've done. I basically put rubber over all that, so that way it doesn't wear through the radiator from vibration. Now we're going to set the radiator in place. There we go. There we go. Okay, now then this bracket has got to come up into here. I don't know how the hell they do this. There we go. So then I'm going to put a couple of clamps onto this. There we go. So your radiator's installed. So now what we do is we have to drill here and here over on this side, and that will then locate this radiator. And I don't know if it's supposed to be angled down more or less. That's where I'm not really sure. So, you know, that's kind of the spot it goes. Yeah, good question. I'm guessing wherever those brackets kind of hold it up is where it's supposed to go, but because it doesn't want to tilt up or down. But that's something I can always adjust later by drilling another hole if I had to. So I think that's it for the radiator install. We won't let you watch. We're going to drill these holes here on the tab. So thanks again for watching. Radiator and the ducting all installed. Another project off the list, and looking forward to seeing you on the next episode. And please hit subscribe, and we'll keep them coming at you. Have a great day.